Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Mark here with the Bettor Mark, and let's break down the first day of the Elite Eight, March 30th. We're going to get into Saturday, Easter weekend, for those of you that do recognize the holiday. So this is one where it's going to be a fun one. Friends, family, what have you, and not to mention we have MLB, college basketball, and the association all live at the same time. It's a great time of the year. This is really where we start focusing down, and what's not better than having stuff to bet on every single second of the day. But jokes aside, let's get into it. Let's recap yesterday's plays. We got a couple big ones here. All right, and these are ones where we're going to go back to the well. We're going to ride some horses, and we're going to see where we end up at the end of the day, and hopefully cash some tickets. So if you have not yet done so, though, make sure you all subscribe down below. If you have not yet done so, smash that like button as well, and follow me on X. The handle is in the bottom left. We're going to have a lot of things up and coming on the channel. Never miss my picks every single day. I break down a lot of content for you guys right here on the channel every single day, okay? And holidays are no exception. But let's get down into it, and always remember, guys, this is one where we're going to be looking into this college basketball day. We got two games, okay? We got two games, and at these levels, we have all the data points. It is March, and this is something where we look into the big dance and what's going to happen. This is where all the dust settles. We've done this for the whole year, and this is where we come out on the other side and use all the knowledge, information, data that we've collected, and there is no excuses. So if you need to have more data points to make these predictions, then unfortunately this is not something where within college basketball we have any time left to do it. Okay, we got a couple more days of games, and then all of a sudden it's a championship, and then we're on full-fledged into baseball and beyond, and the NBA playoffs. Okay, but let's recap yesterday's plays. We had the likes of Gonzaga. They were unable to deliver in the second half. Very interesting, though, because every time that they've played Purdue, they've played them once a year, I think, for the last 2 years. It's been the same game. They hang close in the first half, and then Purdue pulls away in the second half, and it gets ugly and out of control. So there was a first half line, -3.5. It's kind of interesting because it ended up being Purdue having a 4-point margin at halftime. So that one was unable to deliver, but we are looking into the likes of also what we're seeing within Duke. They were able to get the job done, winning outright. That's one where Houston had one of their best players go down, and it really changed the face of the game, but able to cash that Duke +4.5, I believe, winning outright as well. And 2 and 3 on the night with the Volunteers getting it done. That's one where I have Alabama and Tennessee in my Final Four. Houston, we'll see. Have to see where the bracket played out because I did have them in the championship. But within my pick within Tennessee and Alabama, I'm live. So it's going to be a very exciting race to the finish. But this is where we're going to get in these two games, okay? So let's get down into it. I'm going to break down what's going on. But first, I do want to take the opportunity to show you guys what exactly is going on with today's with the channel sponsor. This is Odds Jam, okay? This is Odds Jam, and when we look and talk about Odds Jam, they really give you a good opportunity to make the best bet possible, okay? Like you can see right here, we're going to feature them in all of our breakdowns, not just within finding the best odds, the best numbers out there. This is where you can track your bets, arbitrage opportunities, as well as positive EV, which is a great tool if you're looking to find some opportunities in different sports books and what bets are offered. They use basically their platform to find you the best bet possible, and it's a very interesting feature of Odds Jam. So check it out for yourself. Promo code TBM, link down below in the description. You will get 35% off your monthly plan or an annual plan if you elect to sign up for an annual plan, as well as there's a lot of features within daily fantasy. So if you're into that, make sure you guys all check out Odds Jam, link down below. Let's get back into the picks. All right, let's break down these two games. All right, and what we're going to look into is this Elite Eight lineup. First, I want to preface this all by saying, if you would have told me before the year started that we would have 3 ACC teams, not even counting North Carolina, as well as 2 SEC teams, not counting Kentucky, and 2 Big Ten teams in the Elite Eight. Sorry, Pac-12. Sorry, Big 12. But these are the final 8 teams remaining. I would have said, sure, it is March. It is March Madness. Anything's possible. So let's get into the first game. All right, this is Illinois and Connecticut. This is a big one, okay, and arguably the number one opponent that Uconn has faced thus far in this tournament. And when we look at this game, 6:09 tip on TBS. This is one where I'm going to be all over Uconn. This may be not a play for today, but this is more of a system play. where I've been riding Uconn in the March Madness slate. I have a futures bet with them plus 550 to win it all. I have them winning it all. My big integrity bracket with a big pool over there. So, hedging's for gardeners. That's the saying I like to use. So we're going to be taking the Huskies minus 8.5. I firmly believe that you're going to be able to see a lot of buy down on Illinois. And if you wait till tip off, closer till, you might be able to get eights out there in the market. But this is one where, and also if you've been watching Uconn, I just want to tell you guys, this is something where I think it was their 8 or 9 last March games in the March Madness tournament consecutively. So dating back to last year, they've won by 20 plus points. I think the average margin of victory actually went up. It was an average of 22 points, and that has since increased due to the blowout win last week that they had, okay, over San Diego State. But this is one where we're going to be taking the Huskies. All right, there's a lot of, and this is something I want to help you guys out with, a little bit of a betting tip that you need to understand when you see experts, professional bettors, sharks, whatever they want to call themselves, right? The experts in these games where the handles are going to be so big, they're primetime games, everybody's going to be eyes on. Okay, there's only 2 games today. The handles are going to be so big, there's going to be professionals on both sides. There's going to be sharp money on Illinois, and there's going to be sharp money on Uconn, okay? But for my pick, what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be backing the Huskies. I'm going to try to get an 8 out there later in the day, but for the sake of this video and this segment, we're going to be talking about 8.5 just for full transparency. And also, I do kind of lean towards taking the over, okay? I got to lean towards the over. This is just where you look into how we look into this, and I think it's also a matchup difference where we look at the Big Ten and something within how Uconn was able to dismantle Northwestern. I just think the Big Ten is just a tad overrated, just my 2 cents. I could be mistaken, but this is one where I'm also going to favor the over 154.5. Okay, but for my first pick, I will be taking Uconn minus 8.5, backing the Huskies. Next, for the second game, we're going to get into the Crimson Tide playing Clemson. All right, and this is one where it's a rematch of a non-conference game that happened earlier on in the season where Clemson was able to get the best of Alabama, winning by 8 points. Okay, now I do want to preface this all by saying I do have a futures with Alabama as well. I need them to go to the Final Four in my big bracket where it's a $200 entry and you're only allowed to make 1 entry. I am the only person out of 30 that has Alabama making the Final Four. So this is one where it's going to go another. It's another figure speech, but hedging is for gardeners as well in this contest. So we're going to double down on the Crimson Tide. Take Bama minus 2.5. You can find it out there. That number has creeped up. Also, I did lock that in, but Caesars is now offering their best number out there at minus 3. That's what you can see out there in OddsJam. Okay, but when we look into this, this is one where Clemson is shooting at an outrageous offensive pace right now. The efficiency is up substantially, and I am going to be backing, okay, Alabama because I think they pull away late in the second half. Right now, they got all the mojo working, okay? Whatever Mark Sears is able to put together is a great point guard. I really love him. Guard play dominates within March, and this is something where the Crimson Tide, I think they really get it done. It's kind of a fishy line. We've seen it get bet up from that open. I think Alabama opened, the initial look ahead was at 1 or 1.5, and now we're seeing 3s, and even in some places we're seeing 4s and 4.5s. So there's a lot of money flowing in on Alabama. This is one where I am going to back the Crimson Tide, and it's something where I think this number is a little fishy because of the past performance, but you got to put it all together and look at the data. That game was played back in November. Okay, it was a non-conference game back in November, and you got to remember something. Clemson is an 11-loss team. Okay, just like Alabama, but I do think the SEC is just a tad bit better competition. Possibly seeing 3 ACC teams in the Elite Eight. That may lend towards the fact that the ACC might go underrated. And it would not shock me, though, if Clemson won. But I do have a feeling within the Crimson Tide pulling this one out. I like what they have to do. And also, it's another game where I'm going to lean towards taking the over. I think this is a little too low. If Clemson can shoot the ball with the same efficiency that they've been showing, 164.5 for an Alabama team that can score 90 or 90 plus in any given day. That's one where I'm going to lend towards the over. I think that's one where we could potentially see even overtime in this game. So I am going to be taking the Crimson Tide, and in both of these games, lending a lean towards the over. So those are my official plays. All right, so I hope you guys are all doing well. Enjoy the holiday. If you guys do all celebrate Easter, the Easter weekend, and this is one where I'm going to pull up the final plays, get it on the screen for y'all. But we look into what exactly I'm talking about. This is Elite 8. This is Elite 8 play. It does not get any better than this. Okay, so that's what's very important to understand. And I'm trying to find this. Okay, there we go. So Uconn -8 and Bama -2.5. Just to recap, for those of you that like to see the picks at the end. And always, let me know down below in the comments, what are you guys on for these matchups? We'll have another video going over the picks tomorrow between Tennessee, Purdue, and NC State, Duke. In those two contests. So enjoy the weekend, like I said. Make sure you all subscribe down below on your way out if you have not yet already done so. And we'll see you guys all in the next video. Cheers.